Victor. I'm going to read some poetry for you. So this week I've been filling up my notebook, so I've got some new ones for you all. So I'm going to start out by adding to the rain today. This poem's called Tumble. If I'm the pouring rain, then you're the umbrella that gently breaks my fall as I tumble down from the cloud-ridden sky. Alright, so the next one I'm going to read is one I wrote when my sister Catherine, she took a road trip and I was missing her, so I wrote this for her. This one's for you, Catherine. It's called The Moment You Come Home. You bring a ray of sun with you, wherever you happen to go. Your warmth can even conquer the weather of a place with constant snow. Not much has changed, here's still the same. My window pane is soaked in rain. The heaters are blowing dust around our drafty house, and I could have sworn I spotted a little fleeing mouse. The tea I'm drinking is getting cold. I'll pour the remainder down the drain. I could mention every detail of my week, but for brevity's sake, I must refrain. I miss you and your laughter, but I realize you have to roam. Just know I'll be here to welcome you back the moment you come home. This next one's called Every Crumb. I suppose it's sort of depressing in a way, but hopeful as well. Every crumb. The cat's ninth life has ended. The water in the tea kettle is lukewarm. My heart was torn, but now it's mended. Often have I escaped her wicked charm. I can't regret these ups and downs. They've made me who I am today. The smiles, scowls, and subtle frowns, they've pushed me to grow in love and change. Every crumb upon the floor lives on in paper form. I'll write inside each minute pore, and then I'll be reborn. Pure as snow and just as cold, hot as hell, the kindest soul. Fake morals overgrowing old, mind of stone or mind of wool. Choices forever tax our weary bodies. It's best to take hold of what we desire. I don't want perfection or rigid godlies. I just want to nurture a worthwhile fire. So this next poem I wrote about a little piece of literature. So I wanted to do this thing where if first person to answer what it's about, I'll buy them a drink. It's called Love Uncensored. Basil, after more than 12 decades of hiding your love behind magnificent art, it can finally go free as the breeze on a mild day in the very heart of spring. No longer having to be concerned with what those odious critics will try to censor, for what was once the majority is now the few scraping at the bottom of the barrel. So does anybody know what that's from? Anybody? No? Okay. It's from the picture of Dorian Gray.
Wait, what is it from?
The picture of Dorian Gray, where it took so many years to finally release an uncensored version of that, the way it was meant to be read.
I guess no one gets drinks.
I'll buy myself a drink. Okay, so this next one, I can't not read one about autumn. I just wrote this one on Monday, so it's called Consume My Heart. Drink in all of its beauty, for autumn is a cup brimming with eternal poetic inspiration. A mountain of leaves leaves me with the feeling I'll never leave this golden state. Whispers from the gentle wind can be heard if one stops to listen through a fresh pair of ears. Today, my mind is ajar and my eyes are sealed shut, letting October consume my heart. Humoring the whims of my youth, I'll collapse into that enveloping hill, emerging only when spring ceases to dream. This next one's called Think for Myself. I'd stay around here, but I'm feeling the pull in a different direction, away from this cult. I don't want to be spoon-fed. I'd rather think for myself. That's the path I'll follow, even if it leads me to hell. My heart has become heavy. It's been bleeding a lot. But it's a burden worth bearing. I can't be who I'm not. Time is on my side, because right now I can breathe. If tomorrow I should die, I'll accept and take my leave. Life is a fleeting gift, so I won't stubbornly hold on. I'll cherish every moment until all mine are gone. So this next poem is called Journey. I wrote it several months ago. My heart is the disc you used to fling to your dog in childhood. It's still between his teeth. My heart is the stone you threw across the ocean. It's lost in the waves. My heart is the paper airplane you set to flight on that sunny day in June. It's soaring with a purpose. My heart is the boomerang you sold in a yard sale years ago. It's finding its way back to you. Okay, so I have a couple more for you all. This next one is it's about the poet Rilke. He started writing poetry in the late 1800s. This summer I read a collection of all his poetry, and it was interesting. He's Austrian, so this original was in German. It's interesting looking at the English translation over the German, and he writes a lot about spirituality. So this is kind of trying to capture that essence a little bit. It's called For Rilke. Retreat, you dreamer, you. Evaporating is the chance to be who you always wished would emanate from scarred flesh. Kissing the darkness of night as the fleeting sun at rest holds you gently in its palm. Rise from your eternal misconception. Offer what's been given you from above. Stars burning, falling within reach of every hand brave enough to seize them. On and on and on. This infinite gate slams shut and then opens again, letting only those considered worthy enough to enter into what lies beyond, sending hearts deemed unclean below. But you dreamer, you don't deign to ponder such inanity. So this last poem is a poem I wrote kind of in honor of a person I used to work with at my first job. She passed away a few months ago, so it's called Genevieve. It's a sad day when someone with such a genuinely good heart passes on, but all things, even the wonderful things, must come to an end here on earth. And though that truth's not enough to stem the flow of tears coming from our eyes, it does bring a little comfort to know you're gleaming up there in the bright sky, ready to take the sun's place should it need a rest from its cycle of rising and setting, smiling that familiar, radiant smile you always had upon your face, forever the kind, generous soul, happy to put others' needs before your own. And that's something death will never alter. In that way, you're eternal. Thank you.
All right, Victor, that was great. Another hand for Victor.